What's up, everybody? It's Olaf, and today we are playing Sovereign Syndicate, a demo inspired by games like Arcanum and Planescape Torment. From what I understand, that's kind of the gist I got from it. Also, like the classic Fallouts, like most CRPGs, Baldur's Gate, you know the drill. The music is quite loud. I'm gonna turn that down. There we go, that's a little better. I could also just turn down my thing in my ear, but I'm assuming you can play as one of these three characters. Let's just see. Let's hit new game. Follow Atticus daily as he explores the seedy underbelly of London's East Docklands in search of his mother, a reason for living in his next fix. All right, Atticus daily. Choose a focus. All right, so the game works with like tarot cards, and the tarot cards mean different things. So I'm gonna just look at these real quick. So he grew up in a crowded orphanage using his illusory magical abilities to disguise himself as a human. Retreating from an unforgiving world into study, he meets challenges with a sharp mind and a silver tongue. I do usually like to do this. Blaming his fiery temper on his minotaur blood, he learned to intimidate his enemies and embrace the rush of combat. Cool. To be a great illusionist, he's practiced sleight of hand. He's surprisingly nimble for a minotaur. I want to do the hermit. This is usually the stuff I kind of like to do, because he's like witty. I don't know. We're gonna do that. But yeah, this game randomly popped up on my YouTube recommended, like from the official YouTube for this game, and I was immediately interested. So I watched a couple videos. I found out there was a demo. Decided to show you. I think that this is a really cool genre that's not been tapped enough, especially like steampunk isometric. Really cool. Let me take a sip of water and then I'm going to read this. A dark shape looms over you. Against the guttering lamplight, the black-shadowed form hovers unsteadily like a cutout in a magic lantern. You can't be sure whether it's real, living thing, or another grim manifestation from your week-long bender, which at first blush you appear to have survived, or is this the face of death, come to claim you? In any case, the specter appears to be in no hurry to move along. Painful memories prick your gin-addled brain. Now you recall why you're here. You chose this alleyway in London's East End to drown the last of your days in drink. Well, if this apparition isn't the angel of death, then even at suicide, you have failed. Getting some Disco Elysium vibes from that as well. Oh. Atticus, he's coming. Wake up. Get out of my head, you old crone. Atticus. Daily. How does he know your name? His voice is cold, mechanical, like the hinge of a heavy iron door, concealing his identity, no doubt. Ooh. Let's see. Alright, so you have like sort of some rolls here. Difficulty is 20. Let's do Animal Instinct, saying nothing. +1 yellow bile. He proffers me a tin-stippled flask. A small kindness. Wave it off. Very well then. Suit yourself. Stowing the flask, the stranger leans back into the dim light of the gas lamps. I can finally see his features in full. He wears a brass-buttoned traveling waistcoat, complete with a scarlet hook and a mask of ornate gold panels. It glitters, in the gaslight, delicately crafted. His mask may be pretty, but it still stop a bullet. On your feet now, you sorry sight. He looks a lot like somebody from Dishonored, which is also the same genre, so, you know. Dizzy from the head rush, it's hard to keep my balance. Who are you? What do you want with me? A friend in need of your services. A friend? But a manifestation so deep. Manifestation? One social rank or position. So deep in the Docklands spells trouble. In need of my brawn, no doubt. Looking for someone to do his dirty work. I need a moment to get my bearings. Fair enough, but I'll be watching. The stranger pulls back his waistcoat, showing off a gilded flintlock pistol. Handheld firearm with a flint striking ignition mechanism. Over the years, many a minge bag has come to collect. A minge bag? A despicable person. This barmy naff is no different. So many outstanding debts and foregone second chances. Is it all catching up to me? No matter. Let it be tonight, then. Come now, surely things aren't so dire. And what of life's pleasures? Is there nothing worth living? 4, sorry. Can't hardly focus on pleasure in such a state. There are far too many voices in my head. I'm definitely getting some Disco Elysium vibes from this. A cane sword? An evening cane concealing a steel blade in a cherrywood sheath. Below the brass figurehead is a band of crushed velvet, battle-scarred, with a well-worn handle. Interesting, and suitable in aristocratic circles. Alright, I'll take the cane with me. A newspaper. The Illustrated London News, this week's edition. A fleet-footed journalist takes us to the East End, undercover and underground. The hard-boiled scoop on the Cortesian killer. Who's really behind the murders, and what is the Scotland Yard still hiding from the public? Read on for the gory details. Ponder the news. Hazards of the job, I suppose. But it's a shame. No one deserves to die like that. Maybe not, but they knew the risk. The East End is an unforgiving place. I'm not sure they had much of a choice in their vocation. And what choice do I have in the matter? Wit, Dolly's being hunted. It is rather curious. I'm no police special, but I'll see what I can find. Ah, liquor bottles, eh? What's left of my stash? It's worth a closer look. I think I've had enough for one night. Probably for the best. Now, I'm noticing that it has the 4, like, disciplines of, like, the humors, not disciplines. The 4 humors, phlegm, black bile, yellow bile, and then I don't remember what the other one was. I've awakened in my alleyway deathbed, but a curious stranger with an ornate mask. I have no idea what he wants, but he's let me live for now. Is there really no recourse? Do I find it so poetic to knock at death's door with my affairs in order and farewell note? Alright, what's in the wagon? Some wayward cartwright abandoned their wagon here. Beyond it, tenements and a dead end. He's got me hemmed in. No matter. If the stranger wants a fight, I'll give him one. A little hand-to-hand is a fine idea. It might snap me out of this slump I've been in. I may not have a choice. Better to be prepared if it comes to that. I love how he walks. His little run is very cute. The world looks quite pretty. Got here. Missing posters. Julie and Bertram O'Brien, orphans missing from Sacred Heart Orphanage. Small reward furnished upon any information leading to their safe return. Please have a heart for our poor children. The Sisters of Sacred Heart, 22 Cherry Wine Lane, East End, London. I remember this place, but I'd rather not think about it. A brother and sister gone missing from where I was brought up. Being an orphan myself, should I be the one to investigate? They are unsettled spirits in the Docklands. And I like it not. I play a part in their pageantry. Hopefully not as some marionette with strings to pull for their amusement. I won't stand to be manipulated. Something's not right here, and orphans in the Docklands need all the help they can get. The mouse is a little floaty. I think the game looks pretty nice though. Let's see what it looks like. It's interesting. A masked, oh, the masked stranger again. Well, they're there. I should go this way. He doesn't move much faster when he's running. Containment fence. Military grade. Reinforced with barbed wire, the sign reads Werewolf Containment Zone in luminescent paint. Electric bolts arc between the fence posts, the smoky ozone scent flooding your nostrils. No harm in a look. Oh boy. This is interesting. 10 of Wands. Silk wrapped cables running into a switch box. That must be the power source. I'll have to be careful. I don't see a power source over here. Oh, gears? I almost said jeers. I'm stupid. Worth a little tin if you deal them to an engine man. Gather the gears. Might prove useful. I do think what I would prefer personally is being able to like right-click and highlight interactable objects, kind of like in Disco Elysium 2 or in other games, just because it's easier to tell what I can actually touch. A slated wooded basket made from hazel cuttings. Willow branches weave around the bottom for support. Might belong to someone in the tenements. I can smell the rotting flesh. I'll let it lie. Can't go that way. Locked gate. Can't open it. Well, I guess we go back to that guy. So, as far as I understand it, this is just like a proof of concept demo. I don't even know if it's like a complete anything yet. I think it's just supposed to be like, this is what you would do, blah, blah, blah. This is sort of how the game operates. But I don't know. I could be wrong. It could totally have like more than this. Let's gather the gears. We don't need to read that again. It's probably more or less the same text. Alright, well, let's talk to the masked stranger. The masked stranger stands with a loose grip on his flintlock. Right then, you ruddy sight, let's get going. I'll need you batting on a full wicket, at full capacity. He reaches for my arm as if to drag me along. Shall I let him ragdoll me around East London? Not a chance. Oh, which one? Oh boy, 28% chance of success. With my stature, I should get the best of him. Still, it's a question of speed and dexterity. This is awesome. I make a pass with a flintlock revolver on his waist. He's too fast. He catches my wrist where the bones are delicate. Wrenching my elbow in the opposite direction, I can only hope not to be crippled. You can't shake me off. I'm not one of your debts. His stare fills me with visions of battlefield, the death that he doled out as a soldier reflected on his own eyes. Fine then, I'll go along willingly, but if I'm to meet my end, please spare me the pain of it. I'm glad we understand each other. Where are you thinking of taking me? I'm gonna do left again. Ooh, 7 of Wands. Somewhere you'll be more comfortable. My head hangs low like a man condemned, but I'd rather not suffer any more than I have to. Whatever he's planning, I'll find out soon enough. There's no dime for dawdling. They'll end. He hasn't any conscience. If it seems like London left you behind, humor me for the evening. Otherwise, I'll deliver the bounty on your head and I won't have wasted any time. Your headache rages with a fierce second wind, and every step is a hammer and nail in your psyche. The stranger's reckless pace only makes matters worse. His arm like a vice grip, dragging you down a maze of twisted alleyways until at last a string of paper lanterns appears, buoys in a sickening sea of night, the cherry glow of Red Lantern Lane. Within waves of jasmine and sandalwood incense, memory washes fears away. This might be the only place that could convince you to keep on living, even just for the night. The gas mantle above the door fills you with fondness, cleansing the rust of your mind's gouging hangover. You've arrived at the Red Lotus Den, the only place you've ever felt at home. No need to be pulled along now. You'll go willingly inside. Happy now? Body aches, persistent nausea. From a physical standpoint, I'm barely holding together. Allow me to rephrase. Have you ever been happy? Many years ago. Ooh, the world! And what of those memories? I should let them go, but how? Watch the feelings bubble up from the past to a soul seated in simple observation, all emotion in water, solid when frozen by resentment, boiling when enraged, and fluid when at peace. Accept the pain, do not let the mind attach to it. Yes, there was nothing else I haven't tried. This might be rock bottom. Withdrawals, they can muddle our heads and make us weak. Don't worry, you'll feel better soon. What is this, a changing area? Towels and bathrobes disarrayed in cubbies, away from prying eyes, a fine place for my illusion. That bouncer at the bar back is a centaur. I'd better look human. If I want to avoid confrontation, that is. Cast your illusion. Knight of Cups. Sight from the fire, hearing from the ether, smell from the air, and taste from the water, touched down to the earth in another form. Never seen that bouncer before. Let's play it safe. Hey, centaurs don't tend to like minotaurs. Might get his knickers in a twist if he sees one. Oh! That's interesting. Oh my god, he is a centaur. The centaur's leers, his misshapen chin a shelf for his cigarette, jutting from a jangle of bad teeth. His bare chest is stricken with psoriasis? Yep. And the scaly rash reddens his pockmarked cheeks.
Didn't see you come in. How can I help?
Entrance to the Lotus, please.
I'll have to check the list. Now, where did Bixby say it was?
Another one! Out trots Mr. Browncoat, surely come to see what the fuss is about. He has a distinguished, long-faced countenance, sporting a gold pocket watch and a lavender-tinted pince eyeglasses, with octagonal frames set low on his aquiline nose. There's a delta of wrinkles around his eyes, the same sienna brown as his shiny coat of fur. Now here's Atticus. He's happy I've arrived in human form, although he knows it takes a lot of energy. Glad to see you, Brigsby. And you as well, Atticus. I'm glad to see you've brought us a brand new customer. Now then, paradise awaits beyond the curtain.
Okay.
Bigsby ushers you through the door and leads the way down the back stairs, the stranger on your heels like a stubborn shadow. The Red Lotus is draped in a haze of pale smoke, dotted with flickering candles and incense glowing like cinders in the night. The smell of burning opium is dark and rich, like a batch of overdone biscuits, with a sharp, fishy afterbite. The pale red glow from the Chinese lanterns paints the space in perpetual twilight. It's easy to lose track of time within these walls, whiling away your days in a blissful waking dream. Oh, look at the little friend! What's that gear-clattering racket? A jet of steam cuts through the quiet of the den. Wit. What a curious machine. I wonder how it works. Black Bile leveled up. It's got an Arsenal heart drum. That's a top-flight boiler. Ball and socket legs and pressurized feet. There's nothing run-of-the-mill about it. Sorry there. Didn't mean to startle you. Off it goes, heading for the private section. Ah, whoa. This is cool. I keep hearing... Oh, I see. There we go. So you get a new perk. Permanently increase this attribute by 1. All mechanism skill checks gain an additional +3. The Chariot. All skill checks from the deck this card is bound to will be drawn with 1 card revealed. Can I go back? My wit is already 18. I don't know. Let's try... Let's do that. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. This is a really cool... I like the way it looks. Oh. My vigor is low. Huh. Now, I can only assume there's gonna be like some opium up in here. This feels opium-y. A bookshelf. Couldn't there be a secret door behind it? Worth a look. No! Maybe a hidden switch behind one of the books. Searching high and low, I can't see anything but old tombs. Okay, so I'm assuming the chances that you will select it. I don't think it matters. This is my guess. I don't think it actually matters which card you pick. I think it's more like there's a chance that the card you pick will be correct. It's not like, oh, you've selected the right card, now you've got it. Dwarf and Automaton.
Evening, stranger.
God, he looks rad as hell. Oh my god. The dwarf has a warm and amiable look with a sort of lucid blue eyes I couldn't stay angry at. His gaze is so sharp and clearly intelligent that I find myself intrigued. Below his crystal blue eyes is a broad nose and a red moustache, so full that it just might crawl off his face and build a cocoon. His beard is as red as a skinned rabbit, braided and brass-ringed in the common style. I figure the brass rings in my own goatee. Oh, a finger. It's stringy and coarse compared to his elegant bristle.
How do you do?
Just fine. Some kind of inventor, are you?
Aye, name's Theodore Redgrave, brother of Buffins.
But call me Teddy. Most people do. No clue what a boffin is. Some kind of magician? Your automaton. Has it got a name?
This here's old Otto.
Doesn't care for strangers. But you can't really blame him. Part of his programming. Stands to reason one must protect himself. Can never be too careful nowadays. It's truth. If I've heard it, what can I call you, sir? Atticus Daly. Teddy pats the automaton with his fat paw. Mr. Daly, from the both of us, it's a pleasure. Otto's gonna need some tweaks before the brawls. We'll have him fit as a fiddle. Brawls? You must mean the pit fights. Aye, the werewolf pits to be precise. I can't read this word, it's gone. Hunter of fell beasts and monsters. After the pit fights, these outlaws are all tattered and all. And what? I don't know. Much easier to take in for a bounty. Only 3 days ere the moon is full-bellied. Better to have a good mind of who you're betting on. It's quite an occupation. Must never be a dull moment. Also, I apologize to anyone if my accent is atrocious. I'm sure it is. That's true. I just knew you were a man of culture. Come to think of it, a stature of yours could make enough for an opportunity. Would you have an interest in joining my docket? I can pay you handsomely, of course. Won't mind getting my... Oh, why not? Oh, I'm pleased to be acquainted. I'll come calling soon. Wait a minute. If I have a little scrap to sell, would you be interested?
Oh, and sure. Those cogs are worth a bit of sterling.
Pleasure doing business with you. Take care, Teddy. Neat. Now we have money. Go to the private booth. Lattice wooden screens and high-backed seating provide some comfort and privacy for those that can afford it. The booths are made of a luxurious calf leather, well-oiled and plush with dimpled riveting. Delicate china and exclusive menus of the den's offerings are available for those of a more discerning taste. Seems you're in for a treat on account of the stranger's pocketbook, as fat as a Christmas goose. Now let's show a little restraint. Surely you didn't bring me here for the elevated conversation and pleasure of my company. I better be on I don't know. The recording thing is right here, so I can't see it. Oh, wait, actually. I better be on my guard. I can do that. He could have already killed me and collected my bounty, but he didn't. I guess I should hear him out. It's worth seeing what he's after. Infuriating, but I can't keep the crone from intruding. Nevertheless, the stranger is waiting on me. Let's get on with it. The menu is embossed with an array of oral, morphines, liquid and powder cocaines, and many strains of midnight opium. Teddy seems an interesting chap, and the automaton is quite something, isn't it? Yes, an amusing match, but I'm sure you didn't bring me here to discuss the clientele. We've got plenty of time for exploration. Why don't we start with a sample of some of the den's wares? Careful now, he's obviously trying to curry favor, although it would be good to loosen up. With so many dear poisonous variations, it's hard to decide what will hit the spot. I must say I'm impressed with your discretion. I would have thought just any fix would do. Thanks, I suppose, but I know it's not from the kindness of your heart. We'll see if you sing the same tune when it's said and done. Now then, while you think about the entree, I'll prepare the appetizer. He takes a small tablet out of his shirt sleeve, cracks it in half, and drops it into my teacup. The other half goes into his own. Homemade remedy, eh? Not to worry. I wouldn't kill us both now, would I? Besides, I could have done you in already if I wanted to. Well then, cheers to not killing anyone. The drug tea restores my spirits instantly. Took me ages to perfect this remedy. I'm not much for cocaine myself, but when it's blended with turmeric and the resin of myrrh to bind the capsule, that ghastly teeth-gnashing anxiety's gone, leaving just the euphoria. Seems this stranger is no stranger to drugs. The pain of my withdrawals are now all but absent. And for the main course, how about white wind elation? You must be fond of that. An artisan brand of opium. His light-hearted confidence seems like a front, as if he knows you better than he's letting on. Any sort of psychic barrier is useless. The bothersome hag won't leave me be, and here I am face to face with a telepath. The white wind happens to be my favorite, but of course you already knew that. I know a little something about you, it's true, but it's part and parcel to my profession. I keep tabs on people who pique my interest. What is your profession, exactly? Let's say I look after Her Majesty's interests with great vigor when they align with my own. Surely he didn't just say Her Majesty. On with it then, what else do you need to know? That depends, do you want the details or shall I summarize? Let's have the summary, you've tried my patience long enough. Also, we can't be doing this forever now. Very well then, I need to verify one of your memories. This fellow's lost his mind. I know about your childhood at the Sacred Heart Orphanage, but something happened there that you seem to have forgotten. If you can remember with the help of Auntie Emma, it could lead us to your mother. Lead us to her gravesite, you mean? What would that accomplish? On the contrary, I believe she's alive. Her name came up on a ledger in Sandhorn Asylum. As for your father, he was exiled and never seen again. There's no telling if he's still alive. According to your higher brain theory, I suppose. This is too brash for me. I've seen my share of swindlers, but this takes the cake. Of course, it's just a theory until I match the names. I don't suppose you know your mother's family name. Not a chance in hell or heaven above. I didn't think you would. But if your mother's name is on the record at the Sacred Heart and it matches the Sandthorn ledger, then we have a chance to prove her identity and break her free. That means digging up memories socked away. I'm sure if my mother's alive, she'd forgotten me. I don't mean to sway your opinion in that regard, but unless you can think back to those troubling times, then you won't be worth more than the price on your head. He's offering me a chance, but only if I can withdraw some memories. I could never force your hand, so what'll it be? The dream dose and a voyage between the banks of memory, or the death dose in the end of all your days? Take the dream dose. You take the strange offer, eager to lose touch with the harsh reality and for a chance to call back memories that could lead to your mother's whereabouts. Falling into an opium dream, the stranger's recent inquiries remind you of growing up in Sacred Heart Orphanage. The end for now. So that is the demo. So it is sort of like, it's more like a proof of concept. It's like, okay, this is sort of how the story goes. I'm assuming you get to play as him as well. What I'm imagining this is going to turn into, and I don't want to spoil it, because I can only speculate, but it feels to me like it's going to be an interlaced story of like, this dude, and then this dude, and then this girl. Like, you're going to be able to play as all three of them, and their stories sort of weave together, and you'll get like a full narrative experience that way. Which is a cool concept, so I'm curious to see what becomes of it. I think this is really interesting. I look forward to it. I plan on wishlisting this for now. I do kind of hope that they add voice acting at least a little bit, but if they don't, it'll be still a fun game. It might not be something that I play just because it is more difficult for, I think, a lot of people to play games where there's not a lot of where it's all reading, just because, you know, it's exhausting. I mean, I've only played this for like a half hour and my brain hurts because, you know, you just have to, it takes more effort. Not to say that's a bad thing. I think this game is definitely something I would play on my own time. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. If you're interested in this, please wishlist it. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I don't normally ask that, but you know, it always helps. And until next time, I'm Olaf. This has been Sovereign Syndicate, and I will see you in the next one.